Hello people, welcome one and all to Jojo's Learning Club.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel once again. My name is Jojo Varghese and I'll be providing educational related videos through this channel. So my first topic would be on fractions. So let's start. What are actually fractions? Fractions are any numbers when you can represent it in the form a by b. Let me show you an example. So a by b. So this is an example of fraction where a and b both are numbers. And above the line, the a is denoted as numerator and the number below the line is denoted as denominator. So this is how a fraction is represented. Let's write some examples of fraction. 1 by 7, 4 by 3. So it can be any number. 4 by 3, 6 by 5, 17 by 13. So these are all examples of fractions. So now let's discuss two classifications of fractions. Fractions can be classified as proper fractions and improper fractions. So proper fractions are fractions where the numerator is less than the denominator. So when the numerator is less than the denominator, we can term that fraction as a proper fraction. So let's write down the examples which are proper fractions from it. So here the numerator is less than the denominator. So 1 by 7 is an example of proper fraction. Again 4 by 3 no, because 4 numerator is greater than the denominator, and the next one also no. So this is the only one which you can write it as a proper fraction. Okay, so now let's write the examples of improper fractions. Improper fractions are fractions when the numerator is less than the, or numerator is greater than the denominator. Sorry, not less than, numerator is greater than the denominator. So let's write some examples. Here 4 by 3 is an example of improper fraction. 6 by 5 is an example of improper fraction. 17 by 13, this is also an example of improper fractions. Again, one more classification is there. That is, you can write improper fraction as a mixed number. So what is a mixed number? Mixed number is nothing but a representation form for improper fraction. That is, in a mixed number, you can write it as integer plus proper fraction. So now I will let you know how to write it. For example, let's take the example 4 by 3. You know that when you divide 4, you have 3 goes 1 time, so 1 is the remainder. So this is the integer value 1. Proper fraction is a representation of a remainder is 1 by the divisor, so that is 3. Or you can simply write it as 1 by 3. So this is the representation of mixed number. So now let's learn what is cancelling. What is cancelling? Cancelling is a process by which when you divide a number by cancelling is a process in which when you divide the numerator and denominator of a number by the same number. For example, let's take the example 16 by 20. In the number 16 by 20, we know that both are divisible by 4, or both have multiples of 4. We can write it as 4 and 5. So the final representation would be 4 by 5. So by cancelling, you can represent a fraction in the smallest fraction possible. So that's all about theory about it. So now let's explore some calculations using fractions. First, let's take addition. How to perform addition with fractions. So let's take two numbers. A by b is a fraction, and we are going to add it with another fraction, c by d. So while doing addition, two things you have to remember. First thing is that for doing addition, the numbers b and d should be equal. So if b and d are equal, then you can represent it as a plus c by b or a plus c by d, because both are same. But if the value are not same, then you have to take the LCM of B and D. So the next step I would explain you with an example. Let's take the example 2 by 3 plus 1 by 4. So from straight away we can see that we can't do direct addition of these fractions because their denominators are of the different values. So let's take 3 and 4. What is the LCM of 3 and 4? What is LCM? Actually, LCM is the lowest common multiple. So you have to find the lowest common multiple from these numbers. So both don't have any common multiples. So you can write it as LCM as 12. So now the LCM is 12. You have to make the denominator values of both these fractions as 12. So to get 12 down, you have to multiply 3 with 4. And here 1 by 4 with 3. Now the second step is that when you multiply a number with in the denominator, you have to also multiply it in the numerator too. So 2 times 4, 4 times 3. So 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3. I can write it together because now the denominators are of the same value. 8 plus 3, 11 by 12. So now let's do another example. 3 2 by 3 plus 1 1 by 7. So this is in this example we have two fractions, but they are represented in their mixed numbers. So when you get such a problem, first you have to convert this mixed number into an improper fraction. So let's do it. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11. So 11 by 3 plus 1 times 7, 7. 7 plus 1, 8. 8 by 7. And yes, now we have their improper fractions. Now we can perform calculations in it. So we know that 3 and 7 both are prime numbers and they don't have any common multiples. So while taking LCM of 3 and 7, you get 21 as the answer. So what you have to do, you have to multiply these both numbers in such a way that the denominators are of the same value. Let's do it. 3 times 7, here also 7, here also 3 and here 3. So 11 times 7 is 77. Okay. 8 plus 3 is 24 by 21. 70 plus 20, 90. So 101 is the answer by here 21. Okay. So the answer is 101 by 21. But the answer doesn't stop over here, because whenever you have an improper fraction, you have to try to write it into the smallest fraction. That is a representation in terms of mixed numbers. So to calculate that, let us do division of this number. So 21 goes 4 times here, 84 here, 7, 70. So 4 is that integer plus 17 by 21, or you can simply write it as 417 by 21. So this is the final answer. So this is how you perform addition with fractions. And let's do some problems with subtraction too.